Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on our team call. Tonight it's on a Tuesday, and normally we do Sunday, so I'm really excited for new faces to join us on Tuesday for those of you that have church and stuff that can't make Sundays. I'm not going to talk long tonight because I'm really excited to hear from Sapphire Ambassador Melissa Martin. Now, Melissa, she is on my friend Haley's team, so I've actually watched her for a while. But we've met just at some like leaders retreats and stuff, but I really got to know her when we were in Arizona at Jewel training. And so Melissa is, I've already told y'all this, but she is a dynamic speaker and a trainer. And so anytime she talks, I feel like she is a wealth of information, and I feel like I need to have like a notepad writing down all these tips. And so one night we all went out to dinner, and I just picked her brain. And guys, you are in for such a treat. I am so excited because from that night, I kept thinking, how am I going to get her on a call to just hear her story, how she started? She is a tough love kind of person, which I love. And so that's all I'm going to say. But I will say, okay, no, that's not all I'm going to say. Because when we were at Jules training, she stood up and just did, I don't know how it happened. She ended up doing a training for the Jewels, and I could not write stuff down fast enough. She is absolutely amazing. This will probably be the best call we've ever had. I'm so excited. So Melissa, thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking time. I know you're recovering from surgery, and I just am so thankful that you took time to pour into our team.
Lord, the pressure's on me now.
I know, right? Woo!
You've set the bar so high. So I am actually honored to be asked to speak on your call. I think it's a huge honor when somebody asks you to speak to their team. You have to have a level of trust. I know with my team, I'm very protective. And so Kim, thank you for trusting me enough to speak with your team. And guys, I'm going to warn you, I am tough love. Kim is all love. I'm all tough. So together, maybe you'll walk away feeling inspired and loved. Please don't take it personally. I just tell it like it is. And I hope that you will hear my heart in this. I joined Plexus in March of 2014, broke. When I say broke, beyond broke, honestly. My daughter I had one daughter away at college, one daughter in high school, had been divorced for many years. We had co-parented. My ex-husband all of a sudden decided that he didn't want financial or emotional responsibility for my kids anymore. He took me to court to relinquish his parental rights. Cost me thousands of dollars. I was actually in the process of withdrawing my oldest daughter from the university when I considered Plexus. My response was, I can't afford it. I can't even take care of my kids. How am I going to pay for something for myself? And I was told by my upline, who is not really working the business and really never trained me, she said, tell 3 people, get them to buy the products, it'll pay for your product. And I was like, okay. I did. When my check came in, it was enough to cover my products. And I thought, well, dang, what if I tell more people? And so the next month, my check was so much that I called Plexus and was like, hey, y'all just sent me a really big check. I need to know what's going on. And they're like, ma'am, you're in direct sales. You make commission. Y'all, I dove into that compensation plan. I watched every video I could find because I did not have upline support at the time. I didn't even know my upline. Just kind of taught myself. I did a horrible job teaching myself in the beginning. I didn't know you should bring ambassadors on. When somebody said, oh, I want to join your team, I'm like, you can't join my team. I'm selling this stuff. You can buy it, but you can't sell it. Once I figured out that having people join me would make more money, I was like, yeah, join my team. So anyway, so here I am now, Sapphire Ambassador. I now have 2 daughters in college. They're both Plexus ambassadors. We live a life now that I used to only dream of, but I did not get here by wishing for it. And that's what I want to talk to you about tonight. I mean, at the time that I joined Plexus, I was probably at one of the lowest places in my life. And I would go to bed at night just worried about how I was going to do this, how I was going to take care of my children. But knowing that there was something more for me out there, but I just didn't know what it was. So that's going to be the title of the call tonight. I do want to say to you, congratulations for being here, because you're taking part of the step to be successful, and that's sacrificing time to learn and grow and be more. However, if you walk away from this call tonight and you do absolutely nothing with the information that I give you tonight, then you just wasted your time. So make sure that you're ready to apply what you hear. And my hope is that you will take away at least one thing. My goal is more than one. Okay, so let's get started. The title of the call is, are you working for it or are you wishing for it? So I haven't even asked Kim the dynamics of her team. I don't know what rank you guys are. I don't know if you have leaders on this call, but let me say this. I don't care. I want you to drop your rank right now. I want you to not focus on your team. When I talk, I want you to think about yourself. Don't say, oh, if my team would do that, and if that girl would do this, and if that guy, just don't. Just, this is about you, okay? So I want you to really focus on yourself. And I want to ask you this. What rank should you be based on your level of effort and sacrifice? If you were to do an honest inventory of what you do with your business, what rank should you be? If you would say to me, oh, I should be an emerald, then I know that you are hustling. Because I'm telling you that position does not come without hustle. Guys, have you ever noticed that the percentage of rank advancements goes down for each level? Like the higher up you go, the lower it is. It's not because it's not attainable. It's because people aren't willing to do what it takes to get there. Because when the going gets tough, they get going. That's how it works. That is why there's such a small percentage. So while I'll tell you this, I love that I'm a Sapphire ambassador. I don't flaunt that title because that doesn't mean anything to anybody but me. I know how hard I work to get there. I'm not one that's impressed by titles, I guess you could say. I work just as hard now as I did when I was a senior gold ambassador. And I fully believe that's why I am a Sapphire ambassador, because I work hard. And it does take hard work sometimes, guys. And listen, I worked a full-time job, worked 60 plus hours a week, traveled, single mom, dance kids. If you have children that dance, you know that is a whole nother career in itself. So there becomes a lot of sacrifice involved. So I want to ask you, what rank would you be based on your level of commitment and sacrifice? Are you really working this business or are you wishing? So think about wishing, okay? We all did it. We're 5 years old. We have the birthday cake and they're like, oh, make a wish. And most of us have wished for a pony. If you've never wished for a pony, I don't even know. I just think everybody wishes for a pony. The thing is, for me, that pony never showed up. I wished for it like 3 years in a row. Never came. Because here's the thing. A wish is something that is likely not going to happen. It's likely not going to happen. So how much time do we waste wishing instead of actually working? You know, when you waste time hoping something great is going to happen, you get caught in a rut. And that means that you start living your life by default. Now, this is going to be a hard truth. This is part of my tough love. But if you are just letting your Plexus business happen, then I believe deep down you don't really care about where it ends up. If you're just passive and letting it happen as it happens, then do you really care? Because if you're living that way, then you're living your life by default. Now, on the flip side of that, if you lead your business and live your life by design, and then you're making a plan and taking actions to get there, then you're going to be successful. So live your life by design, not by default. You were meant for greatness. Whatever desires you have in your heart, those things that you want to happen, they were put there for a reason. They weren't put there to make you miserable and say, oh, I wish I could do that, but I just don't have a way. You have a way, but you have to do the work. So how many of you have a plan and action steps to get to your next promotion? You don't have to answer this. I'm just asking you to reflect on this. How many of you have a plan and action steps to get to your next promotion? Y'all can't see it, but I have a huge whiteboard in front of my desk. It is outlined with every step I need to take to get a diamond. I know exactly how many people my team needs to add within probably 150, because once you get that high up, you got to have some give in there. But I know what needs to happen, and I'm checking that board every day. There's a plan of action to get there. I don't just sit back and say, oh, I have 5 emeralds on my team or 4 emeralds on my team, so I'm going to be diamond. Yes, I would be diamond. If I sat back and did nothing, I would be diamond. I wouldn't be diamond as quickly as I want to be, though, so I got to hustle and do my work. And there's another reason for that, and I'll share that in a minute. But have you shared those goals and action plan with your upline leader? You know, I don't know the dynamics of your team, but if you don't have an upline leader, go to Kim. Tell her what your goals are. Tell her what your plan is. And Kim, you do the same with your upline. Not that you're here for my training, but I want to say that. Let them know. I mean, I let my uplines know every single month what my plan is. My goal this month was to recruit 5 people. I've heard from 2 of my uplines today and said, hey, it's almost the end of the month. You've recruited 4. I know I'm working on it, but I needed that accountability, because I know that without it, I slack. I cheat myself. I don't want to cheat myself. Don't cheat yourself. Now, whenever you do that, whenever you share, that plan becomes non-negotiable. So when I worked in corporate America, my work day started at 8 a.m. That was non-negotiable. I didn't roll up in there at 9, say, I'm here, people. I had to be there at 8 o'clock. It was non-negotiable. Guys, your Plexus business should be non-negotiable. You work for yourself. Show up. Do what it takes. Every single month, do what it takes. Link arms with your team members and work together. Don't manage them. They bought their own business. Work with them. Run with them. When you link arms with them and you run with them, things are going to happen. And they're going to see you doing things, and that's when they'll start following you. You know, you can watch people and you get excited. Somebody tells you what to do and you rebel. It's just who we are. You know what I mean? That's just how we work. I don't know why. So as business owners and team builders, even if you're new and you haven't recruited anybody yet, I hope your intention is to recruit people, because this business changes lives. So whenever you do, you need to know who the champions on your team are. Who are the runners? Who are the people that are going to knock it out of the park? And I once heard on a podcast that you should treat every person like they're your next rock star, but like they're going to quit tomorrow. So what does that mean? That means you find out real quick if they're a rock star. If they're not, let them move at their pace, go find another rock star. Don't get caught up in managing somebody that might white line on you next month, because it was a waste of time. All right. So, but the key here is that you need to be the biggest champion. Let me tell you what, when somebody on my team recruits more people than me, I'm hot. Not in a bad way, but I'm like, oh, no. Like, I'm the biggest rock star on my team. I'm the champion. Like, I need to recruit more because I want to show y'all that I'm still working this business with you. There is nothing that gets your team more fired up than seeing you recruit people. If you're new in this business, if you're not silver, you need to get a silver. You got 2 days left in this, or 1 day left in the month. Make it by the end of the week. Go silver. Just go do it. Gold is tough to get to gold. That's when you're trying to find your runners. But you've got to recruit. You need to be bringing at least 3 people a month into your business. If you want to go emerald, you need to be bringing at least 3 people a month into your business. 30 would be great, but 3 people a month into your business. So know who's going to be the champion on your team, but you be the biggest champion. Okay. You be the biggest recruiter. You bring in the most customers. Know the temperature of your team. If your team added 25 people last month, then you need to add between 40 and 50 this month. How do you do that? You get up with your team, you find your runners, and you say, hey, look, y'all added 19 people last month. What are you thinking you could do this month? They say, oh, I think we can add 20. I'm like, 20? You just added 19. Come on, you can add at least 30. Don't you think you could do 30? Yeah, I think we could do 30. Like, put it out there. Work with your team, but make sure you're doing your part, because if you're not, they're not going to buy into it, all right? Know who's close to 500 PV. Know who has an anniversary that month. If somebody has 0 PV, find out why. Spend time in your back office. However, do not sit in your back office and look at that points column and wish for points to come, because they don't come when you wish on them. You got to get contact. You got to call people. Got to message people. I love to call people. Hey, you're not qualified today. I probably made 60 phone calls. You're not qualified. We have 10% off. Let's go ahead and get your order in because you agreed to qualify for the first year. You bought your business for a year. Let's make it happen. Not everybody does, but I did probably get about 15 orders today to qualify. That's good. So we have an opportunity to live a life that most people only wish for, and they are only wishing for it because they aren't willing to do the work. Are you willing to do the work? Guys, I am telling you, this life that I live, never thought it would be my life. To be able to pick up and go on vacation, to be able to, in the beginning, my daughter, again, I told you I was a single mom. My youngest daughter was a dancer. She had a huge competition. I was a gold ambassador. And I had, my upline was coming in. It was the first time she was going to come and do anything for me. I was almost senior gold. And then we found out my daughter had this dance competition. And I was like, I can't miss this training. Like, they're coming in for me. I can't miss it. My daughter was devastated. I was so upset I could hardly even focus during the meeting. And so that was her sophomore year. When she graduated from high school, I gave her a trip to LA to dance at some of the studios she wanted to dance at. And as we get in LA. We're in the convertible that she wanted. I was like, what kind of car do you want to rent while we're there? She told me, we got it. Where do you want to stay? This is where I want to stay. And we're sitting in the car. I was like, well, does this make up for me missing that dance competition? And she was like, what dance competition? I was like, what? You don't even remember missing the dance competition. But to be able to do that for her, and I do not say that to you to boast at all, but before Plexus, I couldn't take my kids on an overnight vacation. My oldest daughter, who I was going to withdraw from the university, she spent last semester in Disney World doing the Disney College program. They pay, but they don't pay for everything. We never could have done that. I was able to go see her 3 times to get in a plane and go visit. That would have never happened before. So just know that you have the opportunity to do what you want. This is the vehicle. You just have to put it in gear and get it going forward, all right? So here's the bad news out of all this. Joining Plexus does not make your wishes come true. When you click join now, paid your $34.95, that doesn't make your wishes come true. But the good news is that your dreams will come true through hard work and commitment. So if you're sitting back saying, oh, she's so lucky, if I could just recruit one rock star, just one, I just need one rock star. I hear it all the time. Y'all hear it from my team. You have it all wrong. I want you guys to listen to this and hear this. My very first jewel was my 26th recruit. I didn't have anybody work in the business until her. Now, let me tell you what happened when she joined. I knew this girl could be amazing. She was from another network marketing company, had been very successful. She said, Melissa, don't call me. Don't contact me. I'm not selling this. I just want the best price. I was like, what? Then she took the products all wrong. She gained weight. She called me. She was upset. I was like, oh, like she was going to be my one. I didn't stop recruiting. By the time she started working in the business, I had recruited over 40 people. So she decided to work the business. Now she's my emerald. She's an emerald. She's my first emerald. So wishing for the rock star doesn't produce the rock star. Working to find them does. So if somebody said to you, oh my gosh, Kim, there are 3 gold bricks in your yard. And if you find those 3 bricks, they are going to be worth $1 million a piece. Now, Kim, you probably wouldn't have any grass in your yard right now. That thing would be dug up. You'd be looking for it. And you wouldn't stop until you found it. The reality is if you find 3 people willing to work this business, you're going to get your millions. You are going to get it. That average compensation plan chart, it doesn't lie. It's legit. I didn't believe it. I remember one of the first times I met Haley DeJock, I was like, that thing says you make $30-some thousand a month. Is that true? And she was like, yeah, it's true. And she actually shared with me. I was like, well, I'm going to do that. I remember my first Emerald check. I actually was in a parking lot and I cried. I was like, oh my gosh. And every single month when I see that deposit, I'm like, gosh, this is for real. Like totally life-changing. So in my opinion, there are 4 levels of commitment. And as I talk about these, I want you to think about where you fit. The first level of commitment is the try level. I'll try to get on that training call tonight. I'll try to hold a sip and see this month. I'll try to do some one-on-ones with some people, some face-to-face. I'll try to make that happen. But, I got to get my kids to school and I got to do laundry and I got to cook dinner. But I'm going to try. Listen, if you're trying, you aren't doing. There's either try or there's do. Which one is it? Work requires actions and results require action. And even if you don't feel like it. Guys, I don't feel like walking my dogs every day, but I do it. Well, I don't do it now, but I used to. But as soon as my foot is better, I'll be doing that again. But sometimes you do things you don't feel like doing. Just do it. So take try out of your vocabulary. Don't say it anymore. Whatever your excuses are, let that be your reason. If you say, oh, I can't because I've got to get my kids from daycare, I got to get them in the bathtub. You know what? What if you could cut down on some of your work time and get your kids earlier and get them in the bath and get them out? Like, let that be your reason. I wish that I had this when my kids were little and they didn't have to go to after school care and daycare. I wish that with all my heart. Now they're in college. They don't want to see their mama. And I can go see them anytime I want to. And they're like, what, you're coming? I mean, they love me, but they don't want me showing up on a weekend, especially. I mean, they're living the college life. I wish I could do this. So if you have young children, man, you are sitting on something amazing, amazing. All right. The second level of commitment is the unfocused level. You know what you want, but you don't have a plan of action. So imagine you're going on a road trip. Now, I know that you do not go and put yourself in a car with all your luggage and you don't have a map or a GPS. You know where you're going. Imagine taking a trip with your family with no map and no GPS. Y'all are going to hate each other when you get there. It is not going to be an enjoyable journey because nobody's going to want to stop at the gas station to ask for directions. Everybody's going to be ill and frustrated. And it's going to take you so long to get there that you're going to be miserable. Same thing in your business. If you don't have a roadmap and you don't know where you're going or how you're going to get there, you're not going to enjoy it. You're going to waste a ton of time and you are going to be frustrated. Know where you're going. Focus. All right? Focus on what you're doing. The third one is the in your own way level of commitment. This is where most of you are. I know. And I don't even know you, but I know that this is where the majority of you are. And this is where you know the products work. You know the comp plan is amazing. And you believe that Plexus as a company is great, but you're just not 100% sold out that it's all those things for you. Just the lucky ones. Just the ones that made it to jewel level. Oh, well, Melissa, she's so lucky. She got a few people to join and a few people to do that. Listen, those people did not knock my door down. I had to go find them. I mean, that's just the reality of the business. If this can happen for me, it can happen for every single one of you. I've never done network marketing. I did not have a supportive family when I was doing this. I remember when I told my dad I was quitting my job, and he made me feel like the biggest idiot, y'all. Like, I was so upset, and I was like, well, why wouldn't I quit my job? Like, I'm making really good money. Like, I can do the things I love. And he's like, things like this don't happen for people like you. They just don't happen for people like us. We are meant to work we're meant to work a job and pay bills. That's what life is, working and paying bills. And I was just like, now I didn't let him know how defeated I was, but I was defeated. And I was like, guys, should I quit my job? Should I quit my job or not? Like, I started second guessing myself. And so I quit my job. And then when I got my car, I did not tell my dad that I promoted the Emerald. I just said, hey, Dad, are you home? I want to come by. And he was like, yeah, I'm home. So I pulled up and I beat the horn and he came out. I was like, how's this look for something that doesn't happen for people like us? And he cried. He was like, you did it. I can't believe you did it. I'm like, I did do it. I mean, and it's a good feeling, y'all, to be able to say it does happen for people like us. I'm just a regular person. So get out of your way. Again, whatever desires you have a vehicle now to pursue those. Don't let them just sit there and go with nothing done. Do it. Do what it takes and use this to get what you want. All right, the last level of commitment is the I'm going to make it happen level. That's where I was after my dad told me that. I'm like, I'm going to show you it can happen. But you buy into yourself at this level and your belief is unwavering. You don't have a plan B. And listen, if you currently have a plan B, it's because you aren't willing to do what it takes to make plan A work. And plan B is not going to work for you either. And I say that with love. Carrie Wilkerson actually said something similar to that to us in Hawaii. And I was like, dang, you're right. I mean, I don't have a plan B, but now I'm never going to have a plan B. I'm just going to do my plan A because she made me feel bad. I was like, ugh. At this level, you start saying and believing this is going to work for me when I promote to Emerald. Let me tell you right now, if you say, if I ever promote to Emerald, change it. When I promote to Emerald. When I'm a diamond, I say all the time, when they film my diamond documentary, I mean, I do. Y'all, before I got my car and I would be talking to my kids, I would be like, oh, we're going to take the Lexus to dinner tonight. And they would be like, what Lexus? You have a Volkswagen. I'm like, we're going to get the Lexus. So we're just going to get in the Volkswagen and pretend like it's a Lexus. But you have to speak those things. You have to believe those things. I used to always clean my house and be like, man, that housekeeper, I can't wait for her to show up. She didn't show up, y'all, for almost a year, but she comes now and it's amazing. So you have to say those things and believe those things that they're going to happen. You really want to get to that level 4, that I'm going to make it happen level. You do that by doing self-development, reading books, watching diamond documentaries, believing in yourself. Every one of you can do this. You can do it. You just have to get out of your comfort zone sometimes, if that's the case, and you have to make the sacrifice. Y'all, for a solid year, I did not watch Grey's Anatomy or Scandal. Those are my shows. I mean, I love those shows. I was going to watch those shows. For a year, I didn't watch them. I worked my full-time job, and at night, I worked my Plexus business. Sometimes I would get up an hour early so I could send messages and check in with my team. I mean, I remember when I went Senior Ruby, I was probably sleeping about 3 hours a night. It was exhausting. Was it worth it? Heck yes. I wouldn't change a thing about it. So if you say to me, Melissa, you just don't understand. I do. I understand. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, I understand. If you have a job that demands so much out of you and pays you very little, I understand. I feel you, like I know. But this is a huge opportunity for you. So I want you to start planning your day. What do you want to happen each day? It could be 3 things, y'all. It doesn't have to be 3 hours worth of work. It can be 3 things. Reach out to 5 new people. Go to the grocery store and talk to 2 strangers. Friend them on Facebook. Whatever it is, make a plan the night before. Before I go to bed tonight, I will make a list of the things I want to do tomorrow, and I'm going to check them off. I don't do anything fun until I check those things off. I'm retired, y'all. I can do whatever I want, but I still work my business every day. I take days off, don't get me wrong. And I don't work near as many hours as I used to because that's the luxury of residual income, but I do still work. But have a plan. I want you to plan your goals. If you say, I'm going to be gold on January 28th, then make it happen. Make little goals to get there every single day. I actually have a video. Kim was talking about a training I did at corporate, and it was on monkey math. And I actually did a detailed video on my YouTube channel. So I'm Melissa Martin Plexus on YouTube, and I have that video. It's called Monkey Math in Detail. I have a lot of videos on there, but that's the one. Listen, don't go past the rank you are. So if you're Ruby, don't watch past the getting to senior Ruby because you're going to be confused. Just take it one level at the time, okay? But commit to yourself in your business and your team. Don't take leadership lightly. If somebody joins you, guys, let me tell you, they didn't join because of your Plexus products. They joined because of you. Something you said or something you did attracted them to join you. I don't know what it is, but they did. All right, Kim, I'm going to go just a couple minutes over 30 minutes. Sorry about that.
You're perfect.
Okay.
Great.
So what can you do to work towards your goals? Now, this is where it gets down and dirty, right? We got to push up our sleeves and get ready to go to work. The first thing you need to do is have a prospect list. You need to be working with at least 30 people a month. You're like, 30 people? Listen, if you don't have 30 people in your funnel at all times, then you are probably not going to recruit anybody that month. If you're only working with 1 or 2 people, you're going to end the month with a big fat 0. I know. I had the same thing happen to me. They promise you, oh, I'm going to do it. I'm going to sign up on Friday when I get paid. And then they go into the witness protection program and you never hear from them again. It's the way it works. My number is 40. On the first of the month, I have 40 names written on my whiteboard, and I reach out to those 40 people. I don't even say anything about Plexus. Just, hey, I was just thinking about you today. I want to send you a quick message. I start building that relationship on the first day of the month. And then what happens? They see my message and like, oh, I hadn't seen a post from Melissa in a while. Let me go look at her Facebook page because that's what we do. We're nosy, right? It's what I do. And then, we start having some conversation. If they don't respond to me in the next week, I will say, hey, I know life is busy. I'm sure you didn't mean to ignore me. Just wanted to connect with you and see how you're doing. Listen, y'all, I did not used to be this direct. This is self-development right here. I used to be a shy little girl, didn't want to do anything. And now I'm not afraid to talk to people. Because what we have changes lives. Do I get told no a lot? Yes. People reject me all the time. I mean, it is what it is. But I'm going to keep doing what I do. Learn how to say less to more people. So if you're spending an hour telling somebody all the ins and outs of your business and how it works, you might have missed the opportunity to talk to 3 or 4 more people in that time frame. Say less to more people. Get to know quicker. If they're going to tell you no, you want them to say no right away. That way you can move on. I'm not trying to plug my YouTube channel, Kim, but I'm going to plug another video. But I have a video on what to say and when to say it. And it kind of talks about how to play ball with people. If you give them all the information, they're never coming back. But if you ask them some questions, get them thinking, then you're probably going to get them back. All right. So watch that video. It's short. Most of my videos are like 20 minutes. Some of them are even less. The second thing to do is have a working calendar. Put family time on there, y'all. Family time is important. I wish I would have done this in the beginning. I didn't. I threw my family to the wolves so I could get to the top. I mean, it's just the truth. Not now at all, of course, but in the beginning I didn't pull them in. But create family time. If you're going to go to the movie, go to the movie. Those people will still be sitting there when you get out of that movie. Put your phone down. Check it every couple of hours or every hour, but spend family time. Have stuff to do every day that's income producing activity. Follow up with your customers and ambassadors. Set business hours and let your team know what they are. Especially let your runners know what your business hours are. And then have online events, do three-way messages, just encourage your ambassadors, whatever it takes, but get involved. Put those things on your calendar. The third thing I suggest is that you do weekly or bi-weekly coaching calls. You may not be there yet. You may not have a team yet, but say, hey, look, I'd love to talk to you for about 15 minutes every other week or every week. What day and time works for you? I do this for a lot of my runners. Again, I have a large team and I don't have another job, so this is doable for me. But I talk to about 15 people a week, and then I have another 10 that are every other week. It's a 15-minute call. They call me on their appointed time. Y'all, I'm going to be real with you. I have an Emerald leader that was supposed to call me today and did not. I will not reschedule that call this week. I'm just not going to do it. My time is valuable, as is hers. I know, and it's the end of the month, and I'm not upset about it by any means. And I know she'll remember later. She'll be like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot to call. It's okay. It's all right. We'll pick back up next week. But set that time. And if you are the recipient of a coaching call your upline, because they block that time off for you. And if it's a dual upline, they're worth a lot per hour. And if they're willing to set aside an hour for you, set aside time for you, then they find value in you. So make sure you show it back to them, okay? That's just a respectful thing to do. One of my most favorite quotes is Zig Ziglar: if you help enough people get what they want, you're going to get what you want. That's the truth. I don't even think about my promotions anymore. It's all about my team. I live by that rule. If I can help my team get to where they want to be, I'm inevitably going to get where I want to be. All right, the fourth thing is have intentional time daily to work your business. It's non-negotiable time. It's just like going to your job. You may need to talk to your family. Say, hey, on Monday nights from 8 to 8:30, I need to work my business. Y'all need to figure out dinner. You need to watch a movie, whatever it is, but set that time, non-negotiable time. Create excitement on your team. Excitement and momentum is what gets people going. Stay up late, get up early, turn off the TV, read books on self-development and leadership. I'm not saying go sit in a closet and read for 3 hours a day. Read 15 minutes a day. Read 10 minutes a day, whatever you can squeeze in. But when you're in your car, turn off that radio and put on some podcasts. Listen to people. If you want to make six figures, listen to people that make six figures, because success leaves clues. And when you listen to those people, they're going to leave clues for you. I listen to a podcast every single day. I have a speaker in my shower. I listen while I'm showering, and I finish it up while I'm getting ready every day. I need something going in. If I don't fill myself up, I can't pour into my team. The result of me being here talking to you is because I pour into myself. So I'm able to give you something. Think of yourself as a glass. If your glass is empty, you're not giving anything to anybody else. Fill that glass up so much that it overflows and pours into your team. And then the last thing is have a plan. If you don't have a plan, don't expect to arrive. I see so many people say, oh, I'm going to be Emerald by July 31st. Okay, well, how are you going to get 1,500 points? Because you need to figure it out. That it doesn't just happen. You need to watch the monkey math and figure it out. Figure out your plan for 1,500 points. It's not easy. It's doable, but it's not easy. And you're going to get stressed out sometimes. So watch that video. And then I'm going to challenge you and ask you, how many business builders have you personally recruited in 90 days? Don't fool yourself and say, oh, I recruited 6 people in 90 days. How many of them are silver? Because if they're not silver in 90 days, they're not a business builder. So you really haven't recruited them. If you got wholesale ambassadors, they're not business builders. Listen, I'm guilty of this too. Leslie Zann actually asked me this at a training. She's like, God, Melissa, you're a big recruiter. Are all those people silver? And I'm like, hey, no. She's like, oh, you're not a big recruiter then. I'm like, yeah, no. So she stepped on my toes a little bit, but it's the truth. So don't fool yourself. I had to take that one, and it just really got me. So I want to share this with you. I heard this on a podcast, but you have focus, guys. If you had a briefcase full of $1 million, you would watch that briefcase, wouldn't you? You wouldn't leave that thing in the shopping cart. You wouldn't leave it in the trunk of the car. You would know where that briefcase was all the time. Your focus on your business will get you $1 million. Are you guarding your focus on your business? And if you're not, you need to start doing that. Pretend like your little business is in a little briefcase and it's $1 million, because that's what it can result in. So if you have a dream, you have the opportunity to make your dream come true. We don't have wishes, right? We have dreams. See what your business can do for you and your family, and be excited and passionate about it. I don't know what that looks like for you. I'm going to share something real personal with you. For the last 2 years at Thanksgiving and Christmas, I didn't have to tell my family before they planned the dinners that I would get the rolls and the drinks because I couldn't afford anything else. The last 2 years I've been able to do the turkey and the ham. Feels good. Those are the things that make a difference to people. It's not the car. Yeah, the car is good. I love the car. I'm not going to lie. I love it. But those aren't the things that make a difference. It's the little things. And you have a way to make that happen. Maybe not for you, but maybe for somebody else. Maybe you're saying, oh, Melissa, I got plenty of money. I don't need money. That's great. But who do you know that needs it? If you've got plenty of money, I work with an amazing nonprofit. Feel free to donate to them if you've got plenty. but you have a vehicle that could change somebody's life. So don't be afraid to share it. There's no time for excuses. You can make money or you can make excuses. You can't make both. You know, would you be happy with a team full of people that work just like you? If somebody came to you and said, I'm going to give you a team of 10 people just like you, would you be happy with that? Or would that be more work for you? Think about it. I would imagine that most of you probably do a lot of work or you wouldn't be on the call. That's normally the heavier hitters are normally on the training calls. Sometimes just to listen, but guys, go apply this. If you had a team full of you, would you be happy? And really think about it. You have to go to your upline all the time. If you do you want to recruit a bunch of team members that have to come to you for every little thing? You don't. Trust me, you don't. So do the things that you want your team members to do. And listen, they will follow suit. You are either going to have people quit your team or you're going to have people that duplicate what you do. What culture are you creating for your team? And then keep in mind that you're the captain of your own ship. You get to decide the speed, the direction. You get to do whatever it takes to get to that destination. Take control of that ship. It's yours. Do what it takes to get to the destination. Will there be some blood, sweat, and tears? Well, maybe no blood, but there's going to be a lot of sweat and there's going to be some tears, but it's going to be worth it. I guarantee you. So now you guys, I hope you love this call. I hope you took something away, but go out and build your empire, leave your legacy, and go get your dreams because your dreams matter. I'm done.
Okay. Oh my gosh. I think I took like 5 pages of notes.
Oh my gosh.
Not fast enough. Yes. And amazing. And the way you say it with your little accent, it makes it sound so nice, but it's really kind of a kick you in the rear. But you make it sound so sweet. I bet you never even raised your voice at your girls.
Oh, no, I did. Everyone watches that. They're like, well, you don't know my mama.
Do you mind if I ask you a couple questions?
Yeah, sure. That's great.
I know I love your story whenever you talk about, because I heard this when we were in Arizona too. Is it Jan? Was she your first enrolled? So she was your 26. Kelly Jan. Okay. So what it took, you were already into recruiting over 40 people. And so I hear from a lot of people that they're discouraged after they go silver and they don't have any business builders and they want to quit. So what would you say to them? And how did you keep from getting discouraged when you're signing up your 19th, 20th, 21st? I mean, that's a lot of people.
It is, but I had read a lot of books at that point. So, y'all, I was hungry. Like I read Rock Your Network Marketing. I read GoPro. Beach Money changed my thinking. I needed this opportunity. And I knew that it could happen because I had built my belief up by watching videos and trainings. And then I've always quit. Everything I've ever done, I've quit. And I was like, I'm not going to quit this time. Like, I am so tired of being in the same spot. And if I quit, then I'm going to be right back to where I started before I started. Like, I don't want that anymore. I want to do something different. I want to make a difference. And at the time, I didn't even know what that difference looked like, but I just knew I wasn't going to quit. I was tired of being the quitter. I was just tired of it. Gold was hard. Gold is a difficult rank to reach. I am not even going to act like it's not. And let me tell you why that is. Because that's what separates the people that are going to do it from the people that have a lot of lip service. And if you're on here and you're not gold and you've considered quitting, stop. Because quitting is going to get you a whole lot less closer to where it is you want to be. Is it hard? Yes. Taking care of my children is hard, but I don't quit. You know what I mean? Like, this is a way for you to change. And what if the next person that you talk to is your next Celeste Gwynn or your Kim Waller or your Melissa Martin? What if that is what happens? And you quit so soon you don't even get a chance to talk to them. Guys, do you know how many times I've been told no? Kim, I'm going to share a little bit. I'm going off subject a little bit, but we went to convention, y'all. I was excited. Like, I was proud. I'm like, I'm a jewel. Like, I'm going to convention as a jewel. We get to sit on the floor. We have the cool name badges. We get our own entrance. I was like, like a little conceited, little big head. I was still nice, but I was like, we get in there and sit down, and Rita Davenport, the speaker, she comes in and she's like, congratulations to all of you sitting on the floor. You're the biggest losers. I was like, you hush your mouth, woman. I'm a winner. But what she was saying was, you've been rejected more than anybody else in this business. Word. You have been rejected more than anybody else in this business. Y'all, my goal this month was to get 100 people to tell me no. 100. I'm like at 64 right now. I think I don't have my notebook up here, but 64 people have told me no. So I'm slacking because I still got a lot more no's to get tomorrow. I sent a lot of messages today. People are ignoring me at this point. So it's okay. I mean, they say no, I say next, because the next person I talk to may be the person that's going to take this business and run with me to the top. That may be the person that's beside me on our flight to Hawaii in September. You know what I mean? Like, you just can't take it personal. So I just didn't give up, not because it didn't hurt my feelings, Kim. I mean, there were times when I was like, God, I'm not good at this. Like, I'm not good enough. I don't know what I'm doing. People would quit, and I'd be like, why did you quit? Like, how can you turn off? What is this white line thing? What does that even mean? It breaks my heart. And, now I say to people, I'm like, it breaks my heart that you quit, because you just quit on yourself. You didn't quit on me, quit on yourself. Mm-hmm. And if you quit, and if you're even toying with quitting, shame on you, because it's such a small startup in this business, and people need it. Maybe you think you don't need it, but who do you know that was in the same situation as me? Y'all, I was going to let my car be voluntarily repossessed so I could keep my daughter in college 3 more months. Now I have a Lexus. My car that I was going to, the Volkswagen that I told the kids was a Lexus, my dad drives that because he's on disability. Still have to pay for it. But, that's our life, and it's incredible. I didn't come into this with any special skills, scared to death to stand up and talk to people. And like Kim said, they called me up at Jewel Train. I was like, oh my gosh, I got to stand up and talk to all these people. But I love sharing because I'm so passionate about it, because I know it works.
Now, okay, I know you have to go, so I'm going to ask you one more question. You said to have about 30 people in your funnel, and you have 40. And so where in the world, other than, are you friending people on Facebook that you don't know, or do you just go out and, because you said you were shy, and now you're not afraid to talk to anybody. So you just go ask for...
Okay. I still get shy talking to people I don't know. Like, I mean, that's still hard for me, because you don't want a complete stranger to think you're a stalker. You know what I mean? So it's a little hard. So now, of course, I'm done with my Facebook. I mean, all the people I had before I joined Plexus, they know what I'm all about. I've talked to them 100 times. Some of them still join me. I still reach out to them every month like clockwork. It's me again, just seeing if you're ready to make that life-changing decision. They say no, or they ignore me. But I go out and meet new people every month. So I go to networking events. Tomorrow I'm going to some kind of networking event, and I asked them, could I be a sponsor so I could speak for 10 minutes? It cost me $40 to be a sponsor. That's worth $40 to me at this point. I go to vendor shows. And listen, when you go to vendor shows, go talk to the other vendors. Because most people that are doing vendor shows are people that are struggling in their business, and they're looking for contacts. So we have the best compensation plan there is. Go talk to them, make contacts. Don't try to sell them. And I'm not saying try to poach them, but make contacts and see how you can work together. And that will always turn into a good relationship. Probably not a business connection, but they will refer people to you. And that's what it's about. So like, for instance, yesterday I went shopping, and I was talking to, and I ask a lot of questions. So this lady's working at Belk's. She looks exhausted. I'm like, man, how do you love working at Belk's during the holidays? And she's like, I hate it. I'm exhausted. I'm like, yeah, I remember I used to work retail just to make ends meet. I'm so glad that I found something better than that. And she's like, well, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh, it's not a good time. You're busy. Let me friend you on Facebook real quick. Would that be okay? And she's like, yeah, sure. So I pull up. I'm like, is this you? She's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, will you accept my friend request real quick? Make sure she pulls out her phone and accepts it. I screenshot that. When I get home, I send her a message. Oh my gosh, it was so nice to meet you. If you're serious about looking for a second stream of income, I'd love to talk to you. And we actually met today. So just finding ways to talk to people. And it can be stupid stuff. Like somebody will have chocolate ice cream in their cart. I don't even eat ice cream. And I'll be like, oh, how is that brand of ice cream? Does that have a lot of carbs? Does that have a lot of sugar? You know, whatever. They're buying Slim Fast. How do you love that Slim Fast? Oh, I hate it, but I struggle to lose weight. Perfect opportunity. oh my gosh, I've struggled with my weight my whole life until I found this amazing product. Can I friend you on Facebook real quick? I'll send you some information. I'm shaking my head yes the whole time, because if I'm shaking my head yes, they're not going to shake their head no. It's all about body language. So, it's hard for me sometimes. I'm like, oh, I don't want to talk to people today. This is what I told y'all. And, here's the other thing. Like, you want to go to the grocery store in sweats and a baseball cap. And I look like my 8-year-old nephew when I have on a baseball cap. I have short hair. So when I don't get ready, then when I go to the store, I don't want to talk to people. So be your best self when you go out, because that gives you the opportunity to talk to people.
All right. Well, now you're starting to like really kind of hurt me now. If I have to get out of my, my workout clothes and put my makeup on.
I probably feel good in that stuff. I don't, because I'm not working out right now. But I can't wear that because that's just really bad. So
I know you had to do a lot of self-talk because, for your dad to say, people like us don't get that. I get that because that's how I was raised like that. Mm-hmm. That's how you were raised. That was your mindset. And so what did you do to change it? Because that doesn't happen overnight.
No, that definitely took some time. And I'll be real honest with you guys. I was at the Ruby level, senior Ruby, and I considered quitting at that point. I had to do a lot of self-reflection at that point. Thankfully, I had read enough books where I had enough development that I thought I could do it. But I read the book Failing Forward by John Maxwell, and that changed my way of thinking. I think that's when I said, all right, Melissa, it's enough. Stop making excuses. You can do this. Because here's the thing. Fear of success is a real thing. You fear failure at some point, but once you get to a certain level, fear of success drives a lot of people away, because in your thoughts, you're like, I can't lead 2,500 people. I can't talk to people as a jewel ambassador. I can't film a diamond documentary. All those things that you don't feel like you're good enough for, because that's what you're programmed as. And here's the thing, and I have kids, so I have to think back to this. I'm like, well, my kids, even now, they tell me they want to do something. I'm like, you can do anything you want to, baby. If that's what you want to do, you can do it. But when it comes to me, I would say, oh, you're not good enough. Well, why am I not good enough? And at my very first convention, I heard Lori Harrison say that pretend like you have a chip in your mouth and everything that you say comes true. So every time you say I'm fat, you put on 10 pounds. Every time you say I'm stupid, you lose part of your IQ. Every time you say my team sucks, you lose half of your team. Like, stop saying those things and talk those positive affirmations. That was huge for me. I say all the time, man, successful people are attracted to me. Successful people want to be on my team. I'm always saying things like that, or, I lead my team to the top, all those things. I'm huge about that. I think you have to watch the self-talk.
I love it.
Melissa, what was that video that you told us to watch?
Oh, so I said a couple, what to say and when to say it.
And then there was something play with people, or how to talk to people or something. What was it?
What to say and when to say it. It's on my, I'll send the link to Kim and she can post it on the team page.
Okay.
Okay. Well, Melissa, thank you so much. Guys, we're not going to open up the call for questions. So I just want to let y'all know that before y'all start talking. Melissa, I thank you so much. This was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Everybody's giving you yay. So thanks for taking time out of your night. And do you mind, we usually close our team in prayer, and I'm just going to pray over you and your healing, if that's okay.
That would be perfect. Let me say this real quick, guys. Please feel free to follow me on YouTube. And then if you want to follow me on Facebook, I'm not accepting new friend requests because I'm getting a ton and I need to save room for my team. So if you just follow me, I do everything public. So I don't mean that to be stuck up at all, but I just got to save room for my team members. I hope you understand that. So
no, we understand. And I've actually shared your videos on our team page too. So
oh, okay.
Your monkey math and everything. So yeah. I follow you pretty closely. So
thanks for letting me be here. I definitely appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you. This was really, honestly, it was wonderful. So Lord, thank you so much for everyone that got on the call. Thank you for Melissa and just her friendship and her wisdom. Lord, thank you for people just thank you for her that she poured into our team. And I just pray just an extra blessing over her as she ends her month strong. And Lord, I know she's pushed into Diamond, and I just pray that you would just cover her with your favor and then also help her foot to heal. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Guys, thank you so much. It was a pleasure, Kim. Thanks for sharing your team with me. You guys go and do what you want to do. Set out and do it. Just don't quit.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, guys, for hopping on, and we will see y'all next week. Bye, guys.